Okay, it started. And I say hello again, and um, here is our karmic corridor knocking on the door, and knocking in a special way, because this time, and it happens really like rarely, when the karmic corridor is catches the New Year holidays. It has a meaning. It's not just, you know, where there is comfort, it's comfortable or not. There is a meaning as well. And before everything, I want to express gratitude to my teacher, the best teacher in the world, my astrology teacher, Sarvasati Prabhu, because it's only due to him. For many years, I've been following these karmic corridors, which changed my life for better. And it's been quite some years when the Lebanese community, and not even, I would say, international community, also has the possibility to improve our life due to this really very, very necessary information. I think that please, those who never before heard about what is karmic corridor and what when who has no idea, please write minuses in your chat window, because I believe there are at least, I think, 3 persons who are very new to this topic. Please write in the chat those. Okay, Yasmin is new to this. Fatin. Okay, so I will tell you in 2 words, and for the rest who.
I am new also.
And Nicole. Okay,
Sorry.
my dear. For those who will re-listen to it, not for the first time, well, just don't get angry, because especially in this year, whatever we hear again, it means it concerns us, and we learn when we re-listen, and every time you will hear new things, definitely. So every year, there are eclipses, moon eclipses and sun eclipses, and always those come in couples. It means the sun eclipse always comes with moon eclipse. Something can be, sometimes moon eclipse can be the first one, sometimes sun eclipse can be the first one. It doesn't matter, but always there is 2 weeks difference, distance difference between them, and those 2 weeks, they are called karmic corridors. And such karmic corridors, every year there are at least, they happen at least twice. Sometimes it happens even 5 times. So basically, for the couple of past years, it's been happening twice per year. So every half a year, we know there will follow a karmic corridor, and we get ready to it. We know little, people know little about eclipses at all, and the biggest concern is how will we watch the eclipse, moon eclipse or sun eclipse, what kind of glasses we need, and basically we people have some reserved attitude towards eclipse, like maybe it's a not bad sign, but some bad event or some evil something. So basically we know nothing, and because we know nothing, we make a lot of mistakes which appear in our life. Of course, we do not know that they were connected actually to the moment of the eclipse, and because the level of ignorance today in our life is very high. And like not long ago, my teacher, he said, commenting on people's attitude towards life and what we consider success and happiness, and he said it's not that we people are doing something wrong and we are unhappy. The thing is that we are doing something right, and the rest of the thing, basically we live wrongly, and sometimes we do something right. So our goal through different methods is to turn our life into stable doing right things, and the right things can be done only based on knowledge. And sometimes definitely we will do mistakes, which is normal, and I consider that those are lessons. So in life, I will give an example that I give every time. We live, we grow, I mean, like consciousness, like a level of awareness. We grow, we evolve, we develop. And sometimes we take a decision which makes us like we took the train in a direction. And then after a while, we realize, oof, I think I took the wrong decision. I took the wrong way, the wrong train, in the wrong direction. So on my way, I already realized that I'm going in the wrong direction in my life. And just like in the case of the train, I cannot just jump out of the train and take another one into right direction. I cannot. I have to wait for the station, and then I get off, I cross the road, and I take another one. The very same in life. Even though if we realize something is going wrong, and I understand that I have my direction in life is wrong, and I decided that I need a change and I'm ready to do this change, not every moment is suitable for this change, for life changes. There are special gates in our life during a year, which allow us to turn couple degrees and to move towards a direction closer to our predestination, because basically this is the goal. We can only be happy when we find ourselves, when we find our predestination. And all our efforts in life, all our happiness or unhappiness in life are determined by how close or far away we are from our predestination. So Karmic Corridor is a chance to change our life for better, or at least to avoid making new mistakes. A lot, like many people are also skeptical to astrology, to predictions, and so on. I was myself very skeptical, but a lot of things in our life are predestined. So basically, there is destiny and there is karma. Many people confuse these two terminologies, thinking it's the same, but basically it's very different. There is destiny, what is predestined, what is written, what we cannot change, whatever, and there is karma. Karma is action. Karma is our choices and consequences, good or bad, according to what choices we did. So basically, karma, in the destiny, we have little. We basically don't have freedom. In the karma, we have freedom of choice, and this is what makes us be different from the animals, because this is our blessing, to have freedom of choice. So if to bring again an example I always bring is like, your destiny is like, comparison. Imagine you, the nearest supermarket to you has a variety of bazella, of pea, of whatever, chickpeas, okay, let's say, of three kinds, three varieties, three different companies. Another people have a market near them where they have the variety of 20. And other people, they might have a shop where they only have one single kind of these chickpeas, for example, and they are expired. Okay, so basically this variety in life, this is destiny, it's something predestined. Halas, I have this shop, I don't have another one, and this shop has only 3 or 15 or one single variety. This is my destiny, I cannot choose. But among this variety, among these 3 companies or these 15 companies, I have the choice. I have the choice to buy something good but expensive. I have the choice to buy something cheap but not expired, but like bad quality. So this is karma. My choice of choosing the company, choosing the type, choosing by price. This is my karma, which will lead to the consequences, how delicious will be the food, how well will I feel after I eat it. So this is the difference between karma and destiny, and it's very important to really understand and feel this, because like this we really understand that what is written to us by God is there and it's written, but God also gave us the freedom of choice, this mind, this heart, to make the choices. So far, is everything clear? If not, you can ask or write. Okay, so karmic corridors are those stations where we can improve our life. Every karmic corridor has a topic. Like in school, we have many subjects. We have geography, we have English literature, we have some foreign languages, we have many things, many subjects. Sarah, hello, I'm great you did it. And the exam, if we, like every half year, every end of the year, we have the exams. If we fail, then we will have to repeat this subject next year. So it will be kind of heki labaki. It will be, a headache for us for the whole year, because we will have to learn additional, we will have to pass this exam again. The very same in Karmic Corridor. Every Karmic Corridor has a topic. It means it will challenge us, it will generate a certain conflictus situations, certain exams, certain lessons. Maybe it will be in the area of your career or your family or your whatever, health maybe, yes? So if you fail to pass those exams, those lessons, then you will be stuck in this kind of problems related to this topic for the 18 years and a half. Can you imagine? One small mistake, one stupid joke, one disrespectful or innocently disrespectful behavior can just make us be stuck in the problem for 18 years. So this is why we really have to respect those karmic corridors, to use them, to benefit from them. And at the end, I will say also how we should behave during the during the eclipses. But before, because this year the eclipses come next to the winter holidays, I want to point our attention on a very important thing. This is the beginning of the year, and our success depends on many factors. Our effort, our investments, like time or money or relations, like our effort, it depends on what we have, the ingredients we need for our project. There are many factors, but I believe that one of the most important factor is the time. Because if we have everything, but we neglect the time, it's like we plant the best seeds in a very good soil, but in a wrong time. Sometimes the factor of the time itself can compensate the lack of money, can compensate the lack of knowledge, can compensate a lot of missing details in the project, just by the fact that you were in the rhythm with your calendar with time. Nowadays, the calendars, the calendar we follow, the Gregorian one, is a commercial one. It means energetically, this is a dead calendar. It's the calendar of the traders, which was established just for the sake of easiness to follow some dates when you have to pay the taxes, when you have to make some deals. Like, it has no energetical value anymore. No, so it lost, and this is why it doesn't help us. It doesn't give us the key of happiness. The way it was long time ago, people, and not so far, not so long ago, the people were using moon calendar, the people were using sun calendar, and the people were using Jupiterian calendar. Jupiter, for those who know a little bit of, or you don't know, there exists a planet called Jupiter, and Jupiter is the planet. It's a very large planet, and it's called the planet of great happiness. So the Jupiterian calendar was giving us the keys to happiness. So during the year, just to make the long story short, the every year has some points, vital points. If with each point brings its energy, brings its things to do. Yes, and if we miss it, then everything will be just everything will be, our efforts will be wasted, and we will not be able to get the success. And if we will manage to succeed what we plan to, it will cost us not double, not triple, but it will cost us much bigger effort. This is why it's very important, the time. And the first point in this chain of important days is solstice, winter solstice, which will happen now on 22nd of December. Winter solstice is the day or the moment when the sun is the closest to Earth, when the sun is the lowest, at its lowest point. So symbolically, we say that the sun dies. It's the shortest day, it's the longest night. So then it turns and it's born again in the morning, a new sun, and it starts growing every day. The days become longer, the sun is growing until it will reach its highest point during the summer solstice. So winter solstice, symbolically, it's the transformation of the death into life. And why it's like the rebirth of the phoenix bird. It's like the rebirth of everything. So basically, this point, the winter solstice, it's called, we will call it, if you want, you can just, for the easiness of understanding, you can draw such a line. Okay, you can draw such a line, and then you start noting these points, important days on your scale. Yes, so the first one, you will write 22nd of December. It's the winter solstice, and we call it winter solstice. It's a beginning. It's the beginning unmanifested. So it's the beginning, it's the seed, it's an idea, it's a dream, it's a plan which hasn't manifested yet. So this is the point of unmanifested beginning. It's the day of it's the time of the real alchemy. When things get transformed, when death is transformed into life. And the good thing is this solstice magic lasts for 5 days. So 5 days prior to 22nd, it means starting with before yesterday, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 5 days. Those are days when the sun is stable in its lowest point. Those are the days when we must calm down, we must slow down our rhythms and think about what we wish for the next year. Think about our dreams. Think about what we had in the past year and what we want to get in the following year. Okay, so it's the time when you have to remember your dreams, to make your plans. And the thing is that the nature does it such a way that your wishes come on the surface by themselves. So basically, if in these 5 days you will really slow down your life rhythm, you have the great chance to really understand what is your next step to be done in the new year. The most powerful moment when you can feel and understand what is the wish for the next year, it will be on the day of the solstice, in the moment of the solstice. And for Beirut, it will be 22nd of December, 6:19 in the morning. This is the time when you have to wake up, of course. On the winter solstice, in this day, we celebrate the birth of the sun. This is very important. So if you sleep late, usually this is maybe the only day during the year when you have to wake up before the sunrise. Now the sunrise is around 6:40, I guess. So you have this day to show respect to the sun is at least waking up early. So assuming that you will not be sleeping anymore at that hour, then 6:19 you will have to spend, like, let's say 10 minutes, 5 plus 5 minus 6:19 in meditation, thinking about, like, allowing yourself to hear to listen to your heart and to hear what what wish comes on the surface, and just meditate about this wish, just feeling the emotions of how you will feel when it will come true. Okay, this is the first step when we plant the seeds of our wishes. This day, the solstice, is very important. The way you spend it, it will program the mood for the whole year. So long, in the past, people were visiting each other so that they feel joyful, so that the joy will be there for the whole year. More than this, people were offering presents to each other like a sign of prosperity. And more than this, like a push, like an impulse to make them feel or think about what they want in the following year. Okay, so this day you have to spend in a good mood. Good mood, it doesn't mean you have to go and party. Of course not. But in a good inner mood, with a smile on your face, doing something nice alone or with someone, but preferably you just spend it with your friends or family. And you be generous, you make presents, you accept presents, you say good words, you make it a celebration, you make it ideally if you can meet the sun in the morning with a tray of fruit, like fruit, candies, whatever, showing different kind, you just as many as you will be able to find in the supermarket, just if it can be one piece of everything, but this is a sign that in the new year you enter the new year with prosperity. Those who practice yoga, you can do the Surya Namaskar in the morning. Many things too. You can draw a sun. You can just find a symbol of the sun and have it in your house at that day, like paying attention. Sun is very important in our life. If our sun is strong, like we say in an astrological chart, then we are successful social wise. We know who we are. It means it's easier for us to understand our predestination. We are in good terms with authorities. We are helped by influent people. We are influent ourselves. We have a good immunity, and many things. No, the tray you just keep and you eat it yourself. You can share it with everyone, but no, it's for you. It's for the house. It's for the friends and family. Okay. Then, so these are the 5 days ending the eclipse. Also, these previous days, 5 days, are also the days when we remember our forefathers. Especially symbolically, we say it's Adam and Eve. This is why the Christmas tree was decorated, because bringing the Christmas tree to the house is a modern new tradition. Usually people were going into the forest, finding a tree, not cutting it, bringing some candies, because the Christmas tree is the symbol of our forefathers, foremothers, yes, for our ancestors. And by hanging sweet things on the Christmas tree, we just showed respect to our root. And this is a great tradition. Whoever lives in an area where you have these pine trees, you just you can hang something on it, and with the thoughts that I show respect to my ancestors. Victor, you just can go out in the street and share it. You can just put it all. Just a second. So if you know they will just rotten before you can eat them, then you just can offer them to someone. Okay. Okay, Nicole, it's you. So you just can offer them to someone, and if you offer fruit to beggars, this is a very good way to improve the energy of Jupiter in your life. This energy brings you prosperity. This energy of Jupiter brings you a good husband. This energy brings you extension in what you do in a positive way. It brings you unexpected surprises, good surprises. So if it's too much for you, then you just put it in a bag and you just give it to some beggars in the street. Next point. So 22nd, we planned. We planted our dream. Next step is I I think most of you would know it by the name of Chinese New Year. Yes, usually it comes in somewhere in February. Chinese New Year. It means when a new animal sign starts. For example, last year it was the year of the, we call it pig. And this year it will be the year of the rat. I will just find now the correct names. So this year, this point, it's the time when, if we can say so, we receive the keys to the wishes that we have. What does it mean? It means that during this day, this couple of days, this is the time when the Jupiterian calendar, the Jupiterian year starts. Okay, so in this period, God, universe will send us the signs of what tools, what are the methods that we must use in achieving our goals. Imagine how important this is. Yes, you made a wish, but like, how can you be sure what is the best way to make it happen? So if you meet this Jupiterian year or this Chinese year in the right way, then most probably, like 99%, you will understand how, through what means, with whose help you have to act. So basically, those are the keys to how to make it happen. Okay? There will be like tips, like hints to your good luck. It's the time when our dreams are connected to the tools. So we have to meditate on this time. It will happen on this year. It will happen. So you put the next point on your map. On the 23rd of January. 23rd of January, 23:03 p.m. Beirut time. So the Greenwich time, it will be 21:03, 9:03 p.m. This is GMT time. Beirut, we add 2 hours. It will be 11:03 p.m. Okay, so basically this is the day, this is the moment when the rat, like the new totem, the new animal gets into, like enters the room, enters your house, enters your life. Okay, and if we do not show respect to him, then like imagine an important guest comes visiting you and you just have no idea. You are busy in the kitchen or you are sleeping, you are reading, you are totally ignoring him, then definitely he will be less willing to make your life easier or joyful. So it's very important that you meet the rat on that day, on that time, with maximum respect. Okay, meditating on your wish and feeling like what are the best tools to be used. And during this couple of days you will be given signs. Maybe after this day you will be given signs, signs like what to use. And again, with the great generosity. My teacher is just like Jupiter. He is very generous. He sincerely wants us to know everything, to everything that we need, to really be happy. He's always extending in his explanation and gives us a lot of extra bonuses. So this year, because it's the beginning of the year and it's very important, he gave us the description for every, like just one phrase, two phrases, description for every single animal in the family, how your year will be main idea. Okay, but I believe, I'm sure, because it helped me a lot understanding how I have to behave, so I believe it will help you also a lot. So does anyone of those present here has no idea what are these Chinese, I don't know how to call it, totems, Chinese signs? Like someone is born in the year of the dog, someone is a rooster, someone is a dragon. You can, I will, Nicole, you will have to, okay, great. I have an idea. I will share now my screen, and I will show you. Please tell me, but in voice, because I don't see the chat. What do you see the table now with birth years? Someone answer me in voice.
Yes.
Yes, great. So you have to find your year, and you will see whether you are a tiger, an ox, and a red, rabbit, dragon. Okay? So I will read now. I will start with the rooster, and you just look if this concerns some of you. For them, this is a unique possibilities. And basically, I want to say very good news, just, you know, for those who are tensed in expecting this, the start of this karmic corridor.
Rada, I'm sorry, but I can't see my 1989.
I will move it.
92 monkey.
I
don't
will,
see mine.
my dears, because my window is smaller than this table, I will just move. Look, now I'm reading about the rooster. So I just pointed here out the rooster so that you can make sure if it concerns you or not. And with every sign,
Okay.
I will move, so you see, okay? So I wanted to say that for those who are new and those who are not into this topic, usually karmic corridors have a, I don't want to say negative, but those are really hard 2 weeks. They are challenging. They are with events you'd never expect, like really hard 2 weeks, like really karmic, really. I could even allow myself to say negative in a way, even though they are for our best, but you know, hard to pass sometimes. So usually people who already passed through some corridors, they just wait, oof, another corridor. Like I have barely survived the last one, like it's the new one. Okay, but the best thing is, the good news is that this karmic corridor is a special one. It's the positive one. What it means? It doesn't mean that the karmic corridor will be all positive and very smooth. We don't have to relax. But the thing is that the karmic corridor itself will not generate additional difficulties. we will have to face our exams without additional questions. You know, sometimes you go to pass an exam and you take your ticket and you just answer by the question, and there are those teachers who just start asking questions from, you know, from here, and you just say, oh my god, like, why did he come? Okay, so this karmic corridor is not the type. It's the type when you take your ticket and your question and you just answer by the question and you say goodbye. No additional questions, no additional difficulties. Okay, this is a very important moment. So basically this corridor will have a positive shade. So for the roosters, it's the time of unique possibilities. It will remove the obstacles in all the impediments. This is the year when, you know, the wind is blowing in your direction. In the direction that you want, the wind is blowing. It's very important that you focus, you work in this year on those actions, activities, which doesn't require from you extra effort. It means that if on your way of doing something some difficulties appear, just drop it for a moment and focus, go into the direction, focus on the things that just are done naturally, easily, you know, pleasantly even. Okay, this is a recommendation. What can be better? So it's the year, just relax. For the roosters, the dogs, those born in the year of the dog, it's the year when you have to become invisible. It means it's the disguise year. It's the year when you have to get into the shadow. You have to continue doing what you are, but you know, without you know, showing off, without being very public, without manifesting yourself a lot, without saying, like, you know, coming in the front, like it's me, it's I, you know, everything. So if you have to organize something, if you have to, you know, if you have a position of a leader in a certain area, then you just have to execute that leadership actions, activities, you know, like, again, from behind the mask, from behind the shadow. You have to give the what we call it, I forgot the word, like all the, not gratitude, but all the appreciation and all the merits to someone else. Like, it's not me, like I'm so good and I did it, or it's I deserve. Like, this year you should be, you know, below the grass, not to even take your head outside. Disguise, this is the year of disguise. It means you have to be invisible. The next year is the year of the ox. Okay, it's a very good year. It's a very good year. Just a second. It's the ox. No, it's the pig. Okay, this is the year of the pig. So for those who were born in the year of the pig, it will be a very, very good year. There won't be some additional or specific difficulties, impediments, pressure. It won't be. It will be, you know, kind on the relaxing, relaxing, hickey note. It's a time when, you know, you will be like on leisure. you will not have to stress out a lot. Everything will just come out naturally, and you will succeed easily in things you want. It's not recommended to start to get involved in totally new projects. It's not recommended. It's recommended to keep on working on those things which already were planned or started before, okay? And you don't have to make additional effort, like too much effort. Sorry. You don't have to make additional effort. The next one is red. Are the reds, okay? This is a dual position, because this is the year of the red. The year might pass in a positive way or negative, depending on how the reds behaved and spent, how they lived the previous 12 years, because this cycle is a 12 years cycle. So according to how you completed your mission, how you were living in your predestination or not, you will whether get amazing results and awards or just vice versa. Now so those were reds. The next one is ox. The ox is just like for the rooster. It's the time when you have to focus on things that succeed easily without any effort. If something really consumes you or needs efforts, just drop it and focus on something that comes easily. This is a year of really courageous decisions. Like, be decisive in what you decide and start acting. The tigers are just like for the dogs. It's the year of disguise. The cat and okay, it's also called the rabbit. Okay, the rabbit, it's the year of overcoming the difficulties. The cats or rabbits, sometimes you find like this, sometimes you find like this. They will win in this year only if they will face the difficulties. Only if you will get involved, when you will start doing the projects, the job that really is really difficult, that is connected to difficulties. As long as you will do this, as long as if you will involve yourself into something that means difficult, into something that you really do not want to do, and you will do it, then you will just be successful. Otherwise, if you will, everything that comes easily and everything that comes that you will do because you like it, those projects, those beginnings will just will be like bubbles. They will just disappear like this. Okay, so for you it's important to work as hard as you can, literally as hard as you can, and you will have very good results. And otherwise it will be just a lost, wasted year. The dragons, this is the year of presentation. It means the dragons have to shine, to manifest themselves as bright as they can. The sin, the mistakes for the dragons for this year is being shy, being, thinking that you cannot, that you are not good enough. This is wrong. The more, the brighter you will be, the more public you will be, the more you will manifest yourself, the better for this year. So it's the maximum of the to present yourself, okay? And you must even like announce loudly about your project. This snake, everything that you've been counting and relying on in your life, everything that you considered stable will fail, will betray you, will fail, will not work for you. Like, so the difficulties, the disappointments, the problems will be from your backups. What you considered, this is my backup, this is what I can rely on, it will just fail you. It will not, you cannot rely this year on everything except you. If you count on somebody's money because somebody promised, or if you count on somebody returning you your own money, or you count on someone helping you because they promised one day, they will not, they will just like if you count on some partners, reliable partners, they will not, they will just fail in this project. It doesn't mean they are not good, they are good, but maybe even out of the reasons not connected to them, it's something that doesn't depend on them, they will be just not able to help you and to participate, okay? So this is the year when you must not believe anyone, don't trust anyone, because they will just fail you, okay? You just avoid, do not be afraid of anything, and avoid taking really fundamental decisions. Next, the horses, okay? One of the hardest year is for the horses, because you will have to declutter, to fix the karma of the past 12 years. So prepare yourself for defense, but this defense must be with gratitude and with acceptance and with analyzing the situation, because you must know it's not all the difficulties that will come in your life this year, or obstacles. You must know these are the seeds, the results of the seeds that you planted through your actions during the previous 12 years. The sheep, next one, it's just like the rabbit or the cat, okay? It's the time of overcoming the obstacles. It's the time when you have to move everything that is just so difficult, so hard, you have to accept it, to choose this one, okay? And if you both of them, rabbits and the sheep, if you will really work Damirian, then you will just have amazing rewards. Next one is the monkey. Monkey, this year will be very interesting. It's the year of total, how we call this in English, when you get everything for free, for granted, okay? This is the year of karmic, positively, a karmic waterfall. But on the other side, in this year, there are no frames, meaning that you will imagine you are given, like Home Alone. Home Alone, yes? Kevin was left alone, and this, let's say, I don't know, 7 years old kid, it's the dream of his life. He's alone. All the ice cream in the fridge is for him. All the 3 floors are from him. He can do whatever he wants. He can watch until whatever hour he wants, like it's the freedom. But imagine he just takes the matches and he finds, you know, something to burn. Or imagine a teenager gets a Ferrari and it's the first time he drives and this is his dream. But can he handle it? So the monkeys will be given everything, but on their own responsibility. So just pay attention that you know, keep your mind cool. It means in cold, because you know you will say, I want a knife. You want a knife? Please take the knife. But can you handle dealing with a knife? Okay, so it can be a very good year, but just depends how you will choose, how responsible you will be. So those are, did I miss anyone? I think there were questions. Naila, 85. Just before the, okay, 85 is the ox. Okay, this is the one, Naila, my dear. I will leave this for a couple of more moments if someone wants to search for your year more. Okay, we move on. So these are these animals, or these are the description. They will start working starting with this 23rd of January, okay, when the Jupiterian year or the Chinese year begins. And it's very important to meet this point to and you will face this point with not a single wish, with a couple of wishes, okay? And depending on let's say the key, the advice, the hint that the rat will give you if you meet this year, it will, you know, it will be like the scissors. You, let's say you have 5 wishes and you are not sure which one is mine, okay? So this rat will come, it will give you the key to your wish, and automatically you will understand, like, this is not mine, this is not mine, this is not mine, this is mine. You will understand, and this is very important, and this is the wish you will be working in the next year. Look, we are already end of January and we still didn't start acting. When usually people just, they start acting from the very beginning without planning, without dreaming, and they say like, oof, why it's not happening? Because we do nothing right. Next point is, just write down on your lifeline of the year, okay? This is the, we call it tropical new year. It's the new year according to the Eastern Western system. It's the point, the day of the spring equinox, okay, of the spring equinox, when the day is equal to the night. So this is another new year, it's another new beginning, and this point, we call it the point of manifested beginning. Do you remember, if the winter solstice, we said this is the point of non-manifested beginning. Now it's the manifested beginning. It means this is the cycle. It's the point, it's the moment when of a psychological beginning, and I will say what it means. Until this moment, we reached this moment with a very clear understanding of what we really want in the coming year. And this point, we must meditate on this day. We must meditate on this precise goal that we chose. Okay, we plan our route, and we can start acting from passive to we start to really be active. It means if our dream, if our plan for this year was building a house, it means this is the time when you have to, to prepare the land, to bring the bricks, to buy, I don't know why, what, like you have to start preparation, okay? And if we will ignore this day, then for the whole year we will in a dissonance, in a disharmony with the rhythms of the year. We will always be late, or we will always be in a hurry, so we will just not be in the same pace with the time. So for example, if your goal is to take the bus to Beirut, it means, or let's say to get the plane to I don't know, London, then this point is you leave your house by car to get to the airport. So basically you still didn't fulfill your goal, getting the plane to whatever we said, but we are preparing, we are moving toward that point. So this year it will happen on March 20 March, 3:50 a.m. on Greenwich time, or 5:50 Beirut time, 5:50 morning a.m. Beirut time. Next point is the point of the real new year. The real new year, okay? So this is the time when the new year really starts. If before it started kind of a shadow, then kind of a signal, sign, then kind of a psychological, like I start feeling something. Yes, on the equinox I feel like this is like I feel, and I start preparing, I start some actions on the this point. The next one, this is the real start in, we are moving with all our effort. It will happen on April 13th, 15:53 GMT, or 18:53 Beirut time. So 6:53 p.m. Beirut time. And only from this point, all the expected actions will start to manifest. Okay, so basically this is the beginning when we will see how things are happening. Like this is like happening للمظبوط, يعني real. Okay, so everything that was planned, everything that must be manifested and come true, it will come true, like it will manifest now. And all the events that will start now in April 13, they will continue till April 14th next year, 21st. So not everyone, but many of you already know the next day I will mention. There is a special day in the year, each year, the best day of the year, when the sun and the moon are in their best position, and it's the third moon day, which is one of the most successful and powerful moon days during the month. So when all these three factors are at their highest position during the year, it only happens once for one day. This day is called the invincible Akshaya Tritiya, the invincible day, Akshaya Tritiya. And this Akshaya Tritiya, this day always comes close to this real new year, yes, which will happen this year on the April 13th. Akshaya Tritiya will be on the 26th of April. It's the time when you really should really officially start something. Like you can, people usually get married on this day, they conceive children on this day, they buy something important, they sign contracts. Because why? This day, by its power, neutralizes all the negative effects of all the other astrological influences of other. This is why this day is recommended for this year. It will be 26 April. Okay. In India, it's this day has a, like, we could talk a lot about it, but one of the most important activities to be done on this day is to buy gold. So in India, generally the gold gets expensive, like 40 or 60% this day, because the merchants, they know that everyone will buy gold. If they want to have a prosperous year. Thanks God in Lebanon we don't have this knowledge. They don't know this, so they keep the prices the same. So at least something it's very good to buy on this day, and it's very good when you offer a present, something golden. And basically 70% of the sellings in the India, they are on this day. The three factors that I mentioned are: the sun is in its best position, the moon is in its best position, and it's the third moon day. So all these come together, they make Akshaya Tritiya be an invincible day. Next point is the summer solstice. The summer solstice. This is the point of realized beginning. It will happen on 20 June, 21:54 GMT. It means 9:54 p.m. on the Greenwich time, and for Beirut, it will be for Beirut, it will be 21st June, like it will be during the night on 12:54 a.m. Okay, this is the time when the 5 elements of nature come together, and we have to meditate on
sorry, it's 22 of June. 22nd of June.
For Beirut, it will be 21st of June, 12:54 a.m. this day, this time, we have to meditate on the same wish, but from the point of view removing the obstacles. This is the time when we already planned, dreamed, started doing something. We already have some results, and we understand that this is one of the obstacles, this is one of the impediments. So I meditate on removing the obstacles. Okay, because those who missed previous moments, previous points, now they have the chance to somehow adjust, at least not to be you know, a total failure, at least to do something by meditating during this day, night, I mean, on, you know, things they, on their wish. And for those who completed all the previous moments, days, it will just the normal continuation. And believe me, there will be a lot of things to, you know, to meditate, to improve, to change somehow, maybe. Next point is autumn equinox. It happens on 22nd of September, 13:31 Greenwich time, so 1:31 p.m. GMT, or 4:31 Beirut time, p.m. 4:31 p.m. Beirut time. It's the time when it's the point of finishing. It's the finishing point. So we have to end doing active actions. And we have to meditate, we have to work on how to preserve the results we have. By this time, we must not start, we must only think how to preserve and how to keep what we made. So basically, by this moment, all your plan, all your project must not need your involvement anymore. Everything should happen automatically. It's very important. So this is not the time for active actions, but you just have to, you know, to slow down, to make it happen, but no active actions. You have to think how to preserve, how to maintain what you achieved. And then comes again the winter solstice, when we start planning the new year. But look, the old year, the old events, the old keys, they are still functioning. You know, there is some kind of overlaying, but we lose the feeling for the old plans, and for the old wishes, and for the old activities. We don't feel them anymore, because, you know, they finished. This is why those must be going on automatically, and we must focus on the new things. This is what happens now during these days, and most important, on the 22nd, we have to focus on a new wish, a new dream, a new beginning. Okay, this was an unplanned part, but because it's the beginning of the year, I really believe it's very important, because if we follow these keys of happiness. Why keys to happiness? Because you do your steps according to the God's will. You do the steps according to the rhythms of nature, and like, it's much easier for us to be successful in such a way. So I know it took us some time, but I hope you also found it useful. I really hope. And now we just get to the Karmic Corridor itself, and to the eclipses. This time, the first one to open the Karmic Corridor will be the sun eclipse. It will happen, and you can find this information if you live in another area or you just forgot. You can easily find them on internet. Okay, so it will start on 26th December. It will happen on 26th December. It will start 4:29 a.m. Beirut time or 2:29 a.m. Greenwich time. The maximum phase which we need will happen on 5 a.m. 18 minutes Greenwich or 7:18 minutes a.m. Beirut time, and it will end 10:05 a.m. Beirut time. Like I said, this eclipse, this Karmic Corridor will be much more positive. It meaning that the Karmic Corridor itself will not cause any difficulties, but it doesn't mean that we will not get the planned lessons. Okay, so the black angel will just be there, ready to, you know, silently waiting from behind the corner when we will just feel ourselves so relaxed and we will do our mistakes. Okay, and we cannot allow ourselves to do mistakes. This is why it's very important to be on guard all the time of the eclipse. What makes this Karmic Corridor be positive? Because the sun and the moon, they are close to the Jupiter, and the Jupiter, the planet of great happiness, it just it makes this corridor be much positive, and all the events, all the results, all the victories and all the failures will have the impact for the next 18.5 years. This is why we cannot allow making mistakes. And usually we say during the Karmic Corridor, we don't assume risks. We don't do risky things. But this time it's an exception. And those of you who have a risky plan, who, you know, this corridor generally allows, there will be a couple of signs, zodiacal signs we will see, which are highly not recommended to assume risk. But generally, you can do something risky. Risky meaning you don't know exactly what result you will have, but if this will be a good result, it will extend for 18 years. The second eclipse will be the moon one. It will happen on 10 January. The beginning will be 7 p.m. and 10 minutes GMT time. It means no, this is the maximum phase. We need the maximum phase. It will be, so the point that we need, yes, we will talk about this later, but it will be 7 p.m. and 10 minutes GMT time, or 9 p.m. and 10 minutes Beirut time. Now, what you will have, I will now go sign by sign, okay? And I will say this in two systems, in the Eastern system and in the Western system. So in the Jyotish, the Eastern one and the Western one. Those of you, many of you already made your charts before and you have your data, or it can be easily done online. What you have to search is to Google, it's Lagna calculation. Okay, it's Lagna. Okay, Lagna, you will have to fill there your birth date, your birth time, and it will give you a chart where you will have to find 3 symbols. The symbol of the sun, probably it will be written as U, sun. The symbol of the moon, M-O, moon. And the symbol of the, it will be written 3 letters, ascendant, A-S-C. Okay, those 3 signs that you need to see in what sign they are. For example, the sun is in Pisces, or the moon is in Aries, and so on. Or for those for who this is Chinese, okay, you just take into consideration the traditional zodiacal sign that you were born with, and you know from the early age, like I'm a Scorpion, you are Gemini, and so on. Okay, is everything clear? Those of you, I know, Sigrid, my dear, I think you had a link to a Lagna calculator, but really it's very easy. You just Google it and it will give you different easy ways to calculate it. Another not like general information about this corridor is also this corridor involves the new year, and many people meet new year not in a really well sattvic way, good way. I don't know. Okay, some people, like we joke, for some people the 1st of January doesn't exist, because you know they start celebrating on 31st of December and they just wake up on the 2nd or 3rd of January. Okay, so it's not the case for this year. This year you must be of higher awareness. This year it's the way you will enter the new year, because even though the goddess is present here, you know, I'm always saying this, that 31st of December, like the new year, the symbolical new year, has nothing to do with rhythms of nature. It has no power, it has no concentration of energy, nothing, zero. It's just another ordinary day. But because for many years people do celebrate it, because for many years people associate this day with something bright, something magical, there is a lot of energy of joy, hope, and magic all around, it became powerful. Because the more we practice something, the more we can invent a tradition, and the more we will keep on practicing it in our family, the more powerful it will get. So this is what happens with the 31st of December. It's powerful. Okay, this is why we have to take it into consideration, and we have to meet the year in a very good way. Okay, because depending on how we will meet this year, how we will behave on this New Year's Eve, it might have a really great impact on our life. To this corridor is also connected a planet called Uranus. If you don't know it, if it tells you nothing, just don't pay attention. But it's connected to money. Okay, it's associated, or it represents the freedom, something unexpected, surprises, changes, and changes, especially in financially wise, changes in new means of income, new ways of income. You will have, it will bring the possibility to close some debts, to pay some debts. It will give the possibility for successful investments. Okay, and all these basically will be in a positive. with a positive meaning. But if it will never happen, if somehow you during these 2 weeks offended Jupiter or Venus, what this means, how we could offend those. It's when your behavior is immoral, when you show disrespect, when you disrespect to older people and criticize older people. And older people, it doesn't mean only old by age, people who have a status bigger than, higher than you. And please, here for the Lebanese audience, the circumstances in Lebanon now are very challenging, okay? And you will be tempted to express your opinion about what is happening, about the government, about certain people. So just every time remember that innocent, wrongly said phrase might just cut off your success for the following 18 years. So just make the best of you to be tolerant these 2 weeks, to ignore things happening outside, become you happier, and this is the way you can help, we can help Lebanon. Okay, so no criticizing, no disrespect toward older. Destructive attitude to children and your husband or your lover. Disrespectful or somehow uncontrolled attitude towards money. Okay, so whenever you do, plus Venus, we know that Venus likes harmony, Venus likes beauty. So Venus will not like if you will wear, for example, these thorn jeans. Okay, she will feel offended, as many other things. So just try to look nice, try to be harmonious. Otherwise, if we will do any kind of offenses, and imagine a lot of things we can do without even realizing we did. So this is knowledge, brings knowledge, like knowing what to do and what not to do, and knowing the consequences. Okay, so if offenses will happen, then this Uranus immediately, without any warning, just will change the plus, the positive into negative. Okay, so just really be conscious, don't sleep, like don't sleep, be aware, always analyze what you say, what you think. Sometimes the manifestation of this planet, the Uranus, sometimes, usually it shocks, okay? And from a side, they really look like radically. They happen fast, sudden. But generally, all these sudden, unexpected things will have a positive effect, even if we will not understand this in the first place, because this planet might take away something from us. And we will feel like, oof, I lost something, but in fact I was taken away, something was taken away from me, something that was a burden for me, something was not allowing me to move. This is why we will understand this later. But the Uranus might just declutter our life so that it makes space for new, better things. This is why don't be hurry to judge or to get disappointed in some things, some losses or some changes that you don't understand now. You will understand that in a while. You just, you know, you will just look back and you will understand that oof, really, that was thanks God it happened that way. Another association of the planets, okay, might give us a lot of things. Like, I'm afraid to say everything, but a lot of things on the material aspect. Social wise, like a new status, a new position, new like wealth wise, power, success, okay, but in the same time it just can take everything away and not leave anything, and without any warning. If you will, during these 2 weeks, if you will get an offer, if you will get an amazing invitation or something, okay, initiative, and you will misuse it, if you will just have the tendency, the idea, the wish to you to enjoy it yourself selfishly, so you know, just you will think of your own satisfaction, it will be taken away immediately without any warning, okay. Like, for example, you got a nice surprise, you got a nice possibilities, and you just disbehaved, then the next day you just lose it. And this, if you will behave with dignity during these 2 weeks, it's very possible that all the good events, all the new beginnings and good manifestation will continue for the whole 6 months till the next karmic corridor, or vice versa. The problems will continue, okay? Like, if you will disbehave, if we will disbehave, we will be taking our lucky ticket away, and we will not even know that we were on the list of the lucky ones. Another moment is that another association with some kind of the planets will make this corridor like the symbol of 2 doors. There are 2 open doors. The one door is I enjoy, I choose the material, enjoying or satisfying my material senses, or I choose to control my senses, okay. So the first door, I am ready to receive everything that is good. The second one, I cannot focus myself, I cannot I cannot control myself. I cannot I cannot wake up myself, force myself to success. So those are 2 doors of opposite reality. Controlling our senses or just going chaotically, fauda, okay? So it's up to us to take the right decision, which door I will choose. And this choice will launch some programs which will take us, if the choice is right, those will take us to the results that we want. So the key words for these karmic corridors are work, and family, the balance. Okay, those are main topics of this karmic corridor: the job, career, work, and family. And the balance is more towards career. Next keyword for the karmic corridor is good possibilities, fast and unexpected changes, and the cost, the price, okay, for these possible changes in life, positive changes in life, will be no right for a mistake. So we are not allowed to make even one mistake, and we will have like green light to success. This next one, the keywords are two doors, okay. Two doors, and like one, controlling your senses, and second door, it's like following your weaknesses, okay. And there was a question. It's not a question, okay. Thank you, Monique, if you left. Thank you, my dear. Yes, most probably there will be a recording and you can just finish watching it. And yes, it's very interesting, and you will know how to make the changes, I'm sure. Now, as usually, I will start saying for every sign, okay. So the first one, the first sign will be in Western system. It means that those signs that all of us know. If you are born September 14, it means you are a Virgo. صح? Everyone understands what we are talking about. And I will also say about the Jyotish, so that if you know that your moon, if you know your moon in what sign is, if you know your sun in what sign is, and if you know your ascendant or lagna, it's the equal thing, in what sign they are, then you follow the recommendation of the all three signs. But the most important for the Jyotish, for the Eastern system, is where the moon is. That one is the most important. And generally talking, who will be mostly or more involved in, for who this karmic corridor is much, much more important, is those who are Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, and I always mix them up. The first one, the April, it's the Ariel. صح? The Ariel. Those will be mostly affected. Or if by Jyotish, it's the Sagittarius, Pisces, Gemini, and Virgo. So the first sign, the Ariel, the beginning of the horoscope, the Ariel or Jyotish, it's the Pisces. Jyotish always goes one step behind, okay? So for those born in the Ariel sign, the most important sphere will be the career. And the key position is your status, your career, the social life. Here will happen the most important changes. You will have the opportunity for growth, for realization, for very lucky beginnings in these areas. You have to pay attention in everything what concerns your bosses, yes, your colleagues, because there will be nothing non-important. There will not exist details regarding your communication, your behavior, everything will be important. What you think, how you behave, what are your gestures, what are your mimes. You know, will not be unimportant details. Everything those 2 weeks will be very important. Like, you will be appreciated through all these details which you might think are not important. In this time, during this period, you have to use your creative potential, and it's very important that you do first steps or some steps with creativity, or towards these sphere areas that I said. And it will definitely bring improvement in your career. My dears, I'm talking fast, most probably some of you want to take some notes, but just to save the time, there will be a recording. I will post it on the Facebook, or I will send you in our group for those who are in the group. Otherwise, please do not hesitate to contact me privately, and I will always share it with you. Okay, this is why I'm just saying fast, talking fast, so that you know, it will not take long time. So you have to be harmoniously active. You have to meditate. It's a very good time. It's advised, it's recommended to meditate on long time projects regarding your career, regarding your evolution, development in the career. But in the same time, you will have to pay a lot of attention at your job, in what you do, but do not allow your family to feel somehow unimportant or upset. Okay, you have to keep this balance. Your decision must be strong, like you have to be not hesitant. It might be that your relatives will just get involved in what you are doing, with teaching you or telling you how is better to do, but it's the time when you have to say a very gentle no. Okay, you must not destroy your relations, but in the same time, you just very nicely, you have to keep the distance. It's very important. It's very possible that this karmic corridor might bring changes to your status. It means those who are single might change the status to being married, or vice versa. Those married might change the status to being single. Those employed to unemployed, and unemployed to employed. Those who are mothers might become grandmothers, or aunts or uncles, like a change of status. For example, you were a manager, you became a director, or whatever, but generally this change of status should be with a plus. It means to a better, a positive status. Okay, it's very good, very like advice, or successful will be anything connected to real estate, selling, buying, building, reparation in your house. Everything what has to do with real estate will be very successful during these 2 weeks. It means you start doing or you end doing something that is connected to this topic. Okay, next sign is after Ariel. There are, somebody save me, help me. Taurus. Yes, Taurus. Okay, so if the Western system, Taurus, or the Eastern, the Jyotish, the Indian system, it's the Ariel. For you, most important things will be connected to trips abroad. like if you will be abroad, you know, the karmic corridor will be manifested fully, or maybe through some relations with people from abroad. Maybe you will have a new opening, a new opportunity for studies. Very good to do all kind of legal works, juridical kind of, you know, working with papers or some processes. Very possible that you will have some insights regarding spirituality. Maybe you will get to a new level, maybe initiation, maybe like something connected with spirituality. It's very good anything that is connected to the vehicles, like buying a vehicle, a car, or selling a car, repairing the car, changing the car, like whatever. It's very good. Don't be afraid, don't hesitate to be active, to present yourself, to say that, hey, I'm here. Okay. And especially, do you remember if your Chinese year is the dragon year, when you have to you know, to shine, associated with this position, you have to be a star this year, just to say like, I am here glowing and shining. You don't have to be shy. And non-moral bad behavior is not allowed. Not even innocent flirting, not even nothing, not even a small, you know, wrong behavior, because everything will just be cancelled. Next sign is Gemini. The Western system is Gemini, and the Indian, the Jyotish system, these are the Taurus. You will get the possibility to look at the common things, at the ordinary things in your life, at the things that have been not moving for a long time, with a new clear view. Like the very same thing, but now it's like, you know, you have this dust taken away from your eyes, and you see the very same thing, but with a very, very clear sight. Okay. And you will really find the solution for a certain situation. Also, it's very active, the topic of debts, credits, taxes, like everything connected with money, which you earn by yourself or you spend with other people. You will have to be ready to pay for your karmic accounts. It means it's the time to pay. Most probably it will be the time to pay, and like we will take it as financial losses, but in fact this is when we close some karmic debts, some karmic problems from our past. This is why these 2 weeks, do not even think of hiding from the creditors, from the landlords, from I don't know who, from people to who you owe, because you will get stuck in the topic of this debts for 18 years. For 18 years, and you will just not be able to get rid of it. Okay. This is why if you have the possibility to pay your debts, if you have to at least something, just use it. Okay. Because if you can pay at least something, but you haven't, then you will just get stuck in this for 18 years. This is why try at least symbolically to pay another rate or to whatever, you know, so that you just don't get in another cycle of 18 years. Then it's a very good time, this karmic corridor, it's a very good time if you want to work with somebody else's money. If you will not be ready to pay the whole debt, okay, then there will appear certain moments, certain circumstances that will ease or somehow help you in this question. It's the time for investments with someone, with projects done with someone, but it's really highly recommended, like it's a must, not to go into a unclear or a non-legal, illegal scheme of earning the money. Everything must be really legal. There is a possibility to inherit something, to maybe some insurance payments, and it's highly important in this period for you to analyze critically your job, like to analyze how much revenue it gives you, how much effort you do, and how much it covers your expenses. Like you have to evaluate yourself regarding the job you are doing. Next sign. Next sign is the Western system. It's tropical system. It's the Cancer, and the Jyotish, the Indian, the Eastern one are the Gemini. This karmic corridor will have a real impact on you, and there will be accents on your relation with your partner, your marital partner, wife or husband, your lovers, like the sexual topic in general will be very important. You have to be really highly attentive to all kind of love affairs, because everything what will happen in this area will be important. And there will be a lot of challenges around this area. You have to put the emphasis on relations, communications, I would say better, communication. It's the time of those cozy, you know, dialogues with your family when you sit in the kitchen or by the fireplace, and you know, these really, really very precious moments when we talk, and when you have the possibility to discuss something with your partner. I mean, in the love partner, like you can share everything that it bothers you, to listen to each other, to find some solutions, to agree on something. It's very important for you to avoid the conflicts, to find common solutions. Then next topic is to the business partnerships. You will have the possibility to find solution for difficult situation, to untie the knots, or to get to a new level of partnership. Maybe in your life will appear new people who can take the place that is free. If you are single, it might be your partner, husband or wife. If you don't have a partner but you are looking for one, then it might be like what place will be available. That place, it's very important, that will be taken. Also, there are some perspective. If connected to you being abroad, like it's really very beneficial for you during this period to be abroad. Next signs are the Western system is the Leo, and the Jyotish, the Indian one, is the Cancer. It's the topic of health. You have just to stop and analyze your health, physical and psychological, to see. You will get some answers during this period connected to your health. Like you had some questions, so now you might, regarding like health wise, and now you might get your answers. It's very important to know that it's not good enough, it's not good, it's not enough to remove the symptoms. You have to know this the source of the problem, why the reason, okay? And you, it's very possible, it's highly possible, it's always sure that you will get the answers during these 2 weeks. You have to avoid risks, so just you have to take care of yourself. It's a very good time to start a healthy lifestyle, you go to the gym, or you change your diet, or you start doing yoga. You have to reduce the stress caused by your work, by your job. Like during this karmic corridor, you have to put at least a small step, to make a small step towards these changes, maybe to go start walking in the nature, or signing up for dancing classes, or going to the gym, whatever. But during these 2 weeks, you just make this new beginning. Also, this karmic corridor might be interesting because it gives the possibility to understand who your enemies are. You will be able to understand if this is your friend or this is your enemy. Things will get on their places. Like the friends will appear as friends, and non-friends will appear as non-friends. Next one, it might, for the very same sign, is you might get answers for the painful situation in your life that you've been looking for those answers for years. You've been asking questions, and now you might get some of the answers, some of the strings that you will just pull, and the answers will start coming, or maybe it will be one answer. If you've been insistently thinking of getting a pet, this is a good time. Well, you know my attitude towards pets and all the consequences, but for people who've been just paranoidally insistent to get a pet, this is a good time. And you must be ready for changes in your daily work, in your daily activities. Do not reject immediately if you will receive any kind of offer or chance. Just to take a moment, think, because it's not accidentally, okay? It's the best time to start on working, to quit some bad habits. Next sign is the Western sign is Virgo, and the Jyotish, the Indian, is Leo. It's the karmic corridor of love and romance. You might get into a new love affair, or it might be you might get to a new level in already the relation that you have. You must avoid being, closed and tensed and not self-confident. But on the other side, like, don't be rude and don't be, the opposite, like too much courageous, insistent, and behaving not nice. Because now in your relations, now everything depends on you, on your wisdom, on your maturity. This is why it's very important from the beginning to just close your eyes and to visualize, to look, to see your future, and to see who you want to see in this future, what kind of future you want. And that time everything will just, become clear for you. It's very important during this, like the most important during this karmic corridor is to take some decisions regarding some relations which have been not moving, not forward, not backward, just hanging, callous, frozen relation. You just have to fix those, or to continue, or to make them be clear, to decide whether you continue this relation, or you, if this is good for everyone, or you just close this relation if it's good for everyone, or you just change the format of this relation. Also, it's a very good time. Usually karmic corridors are not good for conceiving children, but this one is good, and especially for this sign. If you've been trying or thinking of conceiving a child, this is a good, it's a rare occasion in this karmic corridor. So good luck. Another important topic is everything that is connected to children, to the life of your children. And it will, this karmic corridor, it's good to clarify your relations with the collective that you work, you study, with people around you, your colleagues. Next sign is Libra in the Western style, or Jyotish. It's the just a second. It's the Virgo. You can expect changes in your family life, in things connected to your ancestors, things connected with a family tradition, relatives. So basically main events will happen inside the family, and all the actors, okay, it will be most probably a very active character. It will be mother, or the relative, relative, or women in general. It's very good time to fix your relation with your relatives. Then again, it's a very good time to do anything regarding real estate, changing your home, building, selling, buying, starting to build, and fixing something inside, everything. And it's a very good period to finally determining your status, or change of your status. Like it's very good to take any decision, because basically the decisions will be correct. The decisions will be correct. For example, I leave from my work or not, I chose this or not, you know, making the decisions is very good this period. And it's a very good period for official steps, like official registration of I don't know, of a company, of your if for example you've been living with your partner for years, this year it's, this 2 weeks it's very good, you know, to officially register your marriage, or and so on, so on. Like official registration, it's very good for this period. Next sign in the east western system, it's the Scorpio, and eastern it's the Libra. The main events will be social projects, public appearances, presentation, maybe many short trips, or trips for a short period of time, like short distance or short period of time. And the partners, like the partners in crime, like the lessons will come from those who will be involved in all these kind of activities. Also, those can be your younger relatives or friends. Take care about your hands, like not to hurt, or like be careful about your hands. And very good everything that will be connected to your mean of transport, your car, your whatever. It's a very good time to work on these things. Also, it's very good, like this period basically promises the receiving of some good and news that you've been waiting for a long time. What can be better? Okay, it's a good time to start some studies, to start anything that is connected to your handwork. For example, you just learn to play piano or any musical instrument, because most of them, they involve our hands, or just some handcrafts or whatever. Okay, or any kind of any type of studies. Everyone who is connected with teaching will feel actively this karmic corridor. Next one is the sign of Sagittarius. In the Western style or Jyotish style, it's the Scorpio. It's the topic of money, which you earn by yourself. Here you will have a lot of good news. Good news, Mabruk. You will receive new possibilities for income, new income, or improving the old sources of income. Like if you will not commit foolish mistakes, then this area will be really, really very well manifested. Also, you should consider, or will be successful working with someone else's money. Maybe it will be like something connected to the inheritance, something connected to insurances, some payments. Someone could invest in you. Okay, someone else's money. You could benefit from working with someone else's money. And you can consider working, investing with someone, like doing common projects. Everything will be successful what is connected to esoterical thing. Like if you are practicing esoterics, if you are studying, if this is of interest for you, then it might start bringing you money. It's a good time to clarify your relations with your relatives. it's the time to pay your debt in front of your parents. Watch your mouth. Okay, and it's highly recommended to commit to some gastronomical austerities. It means to say, for example, I will stop eating sugar or less bread or less meat or less alcohol, whatever. It's very good for this period to just limit, to your gastronomical tastes. Next sign is Capricorn in the Western style, and Jyotish Sagittarius. As we said, this sign will be highly impacted, influenced by Karmic Corridor. Like no one else, you will have the chance to really improve your life for better. Okay, your what is requested from you, what is required from you, is to start acting, start doing something. There will be a lot of open doors in front of you, and you just have to decide to enter the door, to trust yourself, to believe in yourself, to believe in your resources, in your possibility to be, to exist, to do something. And do not listen to those kind of people who will keep on telling that you cannot, that you should not. Okay, just do not listen to them. It's your time, it's the time of new perspective, it's the time of new plans. And don't like play big. Okay, don't be like, oof, I will spend just like 50 cents. Like, I will not. Like, really plan and play large, and plan your life for the 18 years ahead, because this is your lucky ticket. Who has this position, please? I just want to be happy for someone in particular. Okay, if you will follow all those points during the year that we talked about, and you will plan for the 18 years, and the more detailed the better, it will be very good. And this period will show you how well you know yourself. And also, it might be the time to change your image. And the last sign is the Aries in the Western system, and Capricorn in the Jyotish, in the Indian, in the Eastern sign. All the questions that will appear during this Karmic Corridor, the answers you have to look for, to expect, to think about, to search when you are alone. When you have to decide something, just go out for a walk in the park, or be alone, take some time alone, get into your room and sit alone, but preferably to be outside in the nature. And this is basically the recommendation, not only for these 2 weeks, but for the period till the next Karmic Corridor, for the next 6 months. Basically, you see, you'll find your answers when you will be alone, and when you will especially be in the nature, and pay attention to the ideas that you will receive. Even though if you think this is a stupid idea, just don't throw it away. Just write it down someone and consider it, and you will see that it will give results. Some something good might come from your past, might come a very good initiative, a very good offer from far away. You will get a unique possibility. You will be given a unique possibility to for a second chance. Like long time ago, you missed something you didn't use, you lost something, and now you will have a second chance to return, to get back something that you lost. For example, to get back people you lost, or and you will, if now you will understand that this person is really of great value for you, and you would like to get him or her back in your life, then it will become possible. It's a very good moment to move houses, to move cities, to move countries, no matter what are the time terms or distances. It's a very good time for finding solution for your health problems. You should pay attention on the activities that are done behind your back. Okay, like of people who do not wish you happiness, and please, if before it was somehow hidden and not clear, now it will become really clear for you. But you must remember about forgiveness, and you must not go into the temptation to revenge on them, because you will just become like them. So you must not take any actions against their actions against those people, even though most probably they will deserve it. And I was wrong. The last one is for the real. The last one, the sign is the Western system is the Pisces, and the Eastern are the Aries. The Karmic Corridor will emphasize the business and the relation with your colleagues. You will have situation which will allow you to be successful in business, and your you will take correct decision about the situation which were frozen, which which were not moving or evolving. So social realization is the main topic of this Karmic Corridor, and it's very important to remember that like all your dreams, all your like dream, like plan, hope, everything that is connected with social things. Priorities are your collective. It means the colleagues, being publical, your dreams, your goals. And again, you are also those who are advised to appreciate, to have a critical view on your income, how much adequate your efforts are to what you get in return. It's time to take a decision whether you should or not start your own business, and pay attention to everything that is connected to communication and internet. So this was everything regarding the individual recommendation to all the signs. Okay, and as you all know that there is a middle point in this Karmic Corridor, we call it that calm moment. This year it will be on the 2nd of January, 8 p.m. 48 minutes Greenwich time, and 22 48 minutes Beirut time, like 10 p.m. 48 minutes Beirut time. It's the time when we meditate on unreal, the most fantastic wishes. And they have, like, we never meditate on something that is real, that we already started doing or preparing it. No, because otherwise it will be destroyed. This middle point is for really, like, something that today it's for you is impossible. Like, it's impossible. So you dream about these things. Okay? Now, since the... Yes, Melissa, again, please.
Sati, please repeat the date.
Sati, the date is 2nd of January, January 2.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, so what we do on the eclipse days, some general safety rules. First, the eclipse lasts for a couple of hours, or 4 hours, 6 hours, whatever. Ideally, if during this time we do not go outside, if we can stay at home with our curtains closed, because during these hours really heavy energy comes on earth, we don't need it. We better avoid it. Never look into the skies even if nothing happens yet. Okay, and if you can stay at home, okay. If you have to be outside, then just pray and say everything will be good, but you do the effort to, I'm telling you, the ideal situation. Never look into the sky, because you can be outside, but it's up to you to look or not. Try to be on fasting that day. Don't eat anything, or at least during the hours of eclipse, don't eat anything, and even don't drink anything. The food which was cooked before the eclipse, you cannot eat it after the eclipse. The cooked food, or the salad if it has been cut. Otherwise, everything that is in the fridge and the drawers, you just keep it. But the cooked, the prepared food, it's not good after the eclipse. Why? Because it accumulates all the energy, which is not good at all. It's not positive energy, and we don't need it. Once you'll eat it, you will eat all these karmic things, which lefina bikafina. This is the day which is not good for any material activity, especially the important ones, signing something or deciding or starting. Never. You are sitting calm in your house and you don't do anything. The maximum you do is the spiritual activity. You do meditation, you do whatever you want, you read, and it's a must for this day to make donation. At least something, whatever, and you already know how we must donate money. Okay, we learned this. This day it's a must, because what you donate this day, it's like 1,000 times what you would be donating. It's multiplied in 1,000 times if you donated the very same dollar any other day. Okay, so this is a must. Now, for those who, what is the beauty of the eclipse? Even though you see it has kind of negative or negative energy, but we can use it to set up a goal, set up our goals. What has to be done? Melissa, did you say something, or Sati?
No.
Then Sati or Melissa, please. Yes?
I just forgot the speaker on, sorry.
Good. So what has to be done if we want to really fully use this eclipse? On the time of the eclipse, for example, the sun one will happen, the main point will be maximum phase. Yes, we need maximum phase. If Beirut time, it will be 7 a.m. and 18 minutes. What we have to do? We have to prepare 8 candles. Ideally, if it will be big candle, if not, any other candle. But please choose a candle which will burn not longer than 1 hour, 1 and a half, because you will have to wait, sit and wait until it will be fully burned. So take something that really burns fast. Fast, I mean like 1 hour, 45 minutes, because you will have to wait until it will fully burn. So you found these candles, you prepared 8 ones, you prepare the room when you will do this ritual. What you have to do is arrange these 8 candles according to the direction of direction north, south, west, east, northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest. Okay, you arranged those. Ideally, if this is a circle where you can lay inside. So on the sun eclipse, you lay down facing east, like not facing, heading. Like if you lay down, your head looks toward east. And for the moon eclipse, towards north. If you cannot lay down, you can only sit, you are facing those directions, okay? You get into the circle like, let's say, 15 minutes prior to the top moment, because in this very moment, we already have to be inside, meditating on our dream. Usually the sun eclipses are best for some social goals. The moon eclipses are better for some qualities, so for some inner emotional goals, relationships. But if you have a specific wish, you can make it no matter if it's recommended social or emotional. You just go with your goal, go with your dream. So you have to lay inside the circle. Ideally, if you will wear something new, at least it can be a new pair of sockets. Okay, but it's good when it would be something new. So you lay down inside the circle like 5, 15 or 20 minutes prior to the top time, 7:18 a.m. for the sun eclipse. The candles are already burning, okay? And you have to lay down, and you have to lay down like this, okay? Definitely just be reasonable about what is around, if it's safe to, if the candle will not get very hot so that the floor will melt, like be reasonable, okay, safety wise. So you have to lay down and to meditate about your wish, so that during this top time you will be meditating plus some 5 minutes over. You can make it even longer, it's up to you, but the most important thing that during that moment you will be visualizing, and what is important that you visualize already the result, you visualize and you have this inner dialogue from the perspective of gratitude. God, thank you that you gave me this possibility and I'm so happy. God, thank you that it's not that my kidneys are not sick, but thank you for having my kidneys healthy so I can become a mom without any problem. Like, make it from the perspective of a gratitude of the things that already happened, okay? Then you will have to stay inside the circle until all the candles will be burned, and try not to let anyone trespass your magic circle. This is why just really test your candles, because there were ladies who had to sit like 6 hours. There were ladies who fell asleep. And why is important to follow the candles? Because we have to write the order the candles went off. It's very important for the first eclipse. And what you will do, why it's important to follow the candles. Eventually, you will have to draw a circle. You will have to draw a circle with these 8 points representing 8 candles. Okay, and you will have to say which one went off the first one. And let's say that this one was the first, this one was the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7, 8. The most important is number 8. The candle number 8, that was the last one to lit off, will show you the tools or the style, how you must behave in order to acquire your goal in the next 6 months. How you must behave. It's like a hint, okay? More than this, you will have, after you have this numbers order, you have to unite all the points. So this is number 1. I connected with the number 2, number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I go back to number 1. You see, this is called a yantra. This is a magic design, your personal one. Of course, you will have to draw it nicely, like really nicely with, you know, all the tools exactly and nicely. And this one will work for you till the next Karmic Corridor. So for 6 months, this design, you can put it as on your phone, you can hang it near your bed, in the kitchen, so that every day you can watch, or whenever you have to take a decision, an important decision, and you don't know what, you just watch, look at it, okay, and it will help you understand why. Because it will resonate with your it will awaken in you some kind of energy, some kind of thoughts, because it's resonating with you. This is your personal design. Now, I want to give you a couple of like general ideas about how to interpret.
Sorry, Ada.
Yes.
I didn't get it. The yantra, how do you, like how this, the drawing, how do we do it? According on which candle?
The first candle, let's say.
Is the sound is bad, it's cutting, sorry. Hello?
Yes. Yes, my dear Nicole. Let's suppose the first candle, in my case, was the north one. The north one was the first to go off. So I write number 1.
Yes.
Then the second
Yes.
one was southeast. So I
Okay.
just write all of them and then I connect the points, the dots.
Yes.
What else is not clear?
I didn't understand in what sense this graph, what does it tell us? You say it tells us how to behave, or I don't understand.
So this is what I'm telling you now. Each direction gives you a certain guidance. So in case your last candle to burn out was the eastern one, yes, you will have to focus on social realization. Everything, you will have to be active. It means you will have to be active social wise. You will have to be active like in your career, in your activities, to think or to use your place in the society. So you will have to be active. If your last candle to burn out is northwest, then it represents the family, the mother, elder women, emotions. So you will have to focus, like if you have this direction, last candle, north west. So you understand that during these 6 months, if you have a choice at a certain moment what to choose, being active or the family, then definitely this is the sign, this will be the guidance that you have to give the priority to the family. Or to mother, to elder women. Yes, this direction represents elder women. For example, you will get an invitation like, please join our women club. And you'll remember, oof, I have this direction. It represents the women. Probably I should accept. Probably it's for my benefit. Next one, northeast. It's the spirituality. It's the spiritual knowledge. And for women, it represents the husband. And it's everything that related to legislation. It means if this is the last candle to be burned out, then you should pay more attention to your husband if you are married, or maybe you will have to do some legislation works, papers, or to pay attention on or to focus more on your spiritual knowledge. North is the represents studies, communication, business, trade, trips, and everything related to communication. So studies, communication, business, trips. So if during these 6 months you get a chance to travel, then you must know it's a good chance, or to start studying something, or for example, you want to promote, like you have this is an active position, promoting your ideas, your projects. Southeast, it's everything connected to romance, to love issues, everything connected to women, to comfort, luxury, money. So basically these 6 months you would have to be feminine, to care about you being a woman, to allow yourself to spend on yourself, on the things that in other times you would say it's not the time or it's expensive. This is the time when you must manifest yourself in such a way. Plus it's the time of the harmony. It's the time when it's highly important to maintain harmony between your work and your family. It's very important, otherwise there will be issues. South, it's it's the masculine energy, it's the masculine attitude, it's the dynamic, efficient, very rational issues. It might be new beginnings, new discoverings, enthusiasm, traveling, everything connected to technologies. It's the time when you have to be insistent. You as a woman, you sometimes you might to have to use your masculine side in being determined or in fighting, like fighting harmoniously, but fighting for what you need, you know, saying no or getting to your point. West is your challenge or your duty is to do your daily duties, to follow the routine. You need regularity in your daily things, and you must focus on this. It's the period of these 6 months where you shouldn't be like, if in previously with like in Southeast we said that you can afford yourself some luxury, then in this position on the opposite, you should be more reserved in spending on your comfort, respecting the older people, taking care of them if you will be required to. Southwest, the events that will happen or the period will demand events or different activities which will get you closer to your life mission. Like everything that will be related will happen in this period will have something to do to your life mission, and you have to pay attention on these circumstances. Okay, my dears, these are 8 directions, and this yantra we do it only on sun on the first eclipse. In our case it's the sun eclipse. On the moon eclipse we can do the circle. I personally do it. You can put your intention, but you don't have to wait for the candles like to write down and to make. You leave them burn, but you don't do the yantra. And in case by any accident you stepped on a candle, or the wind blew and something went off, or any other accident, it's not an accident. You just consider this is the first to go off. Okay, it's not an accident. And you just can follow which direction, and you will see there will be events in this area. So the first candle to be burned out, it's the less important. The topic of that candle, of that direction, will be not actual at all during these 6 months. My dears, as usual, it was longer than we planned, but I'm sorry, like there are things you cannot say to words, you cannot breathe about. If you have any unclarities or any questions, please let's see if I can answer them.
So the most important one is the candle that burns last?
Yes, Nicole, the last one, number 8.
Okay. Yes, one question, sorry. We have to lay down, you say, within the circle?
Yes.
And can we meditate while sitting, or it's better to lay down? Because usually we meditate in sitting, especially if it's 1 hour, not to fall asleep.
In this case,
or to daydream, you know.
my dear Nicole, in this case, you have to, it's preferable if you will be sleeping, like laying down during this,
Yes,
let's say, 15-20 minutes of the middle moment, okay? Then you just
yes.
can see it, continue meditating until the candles will be off.
Okay, and by meditation, sorry, because I'm used to meditation and this is a bit different. So by meditating here, you mean also visualizing, not only,
Definitely.
it's not like meditating on the breath as we usually do in classical meditation, let's say. It's not this.
No, no, no. It's about visualizing what you want. You
Okay,
can also have a glass of water next to you, so that these elementals, these thoughts, these dreams would go there, and then you drink this water.
okay.
Anyone else has any things not clear? Those who listen it for the first time and never practiced it before. Like, you can always reach me and ask me, of course, but maybe you have some questions that other people would also want to hear. Okay, silence, it means supposedly everything is clear. I hope, even though it was longer than planned, but I really, from the bottom of my heart, I hope that it was useful. um, that it will change your life for better. It will change the life of your family or friends for better, so that we can improve this world and make this life be more aware and nicer, sweeter. The more happy women are out there, the better things will happen. So I'm very grateful to all of you. Recording, I will do my best to have it tomorrow, and feel free to share it with everyone who you think is ready for this, or just share it. And I wish you happiness, and I wish you to remember about all the important points in the year which we must use for our sake. I'm telling you goodbye, good night, and be happy.
Thank you.